Hello, good afternoon. You all know me if you have been following me, and if you have not been following me, please do at the end of this session. My name is Bosse. Once again, I am a farmer. I'm a good food advocate. I'm a safe food and food safety consultant. I am a food processor. I am a herbalist. I am a nutritionist. I'm so many things that has to do with food. Now, I'm annoyed with the things that are happening in our society today. I'm a Nigerian and I'm making this video from Redemption City, which is more like an exception, to the scenario I want to discuss this afternoon. Have you noticed that in Africa, even going by the data of, the world, is the United Nations or, the world population, any organization in charge of, population and all that, human existence, so to speak. Have you noticed that we have right now, Africa, Nigeria, we have one of the highest, is it highest now or the lowest life, how do I put it? Lifespan, the lowest. You see people dying in their 60s. You see people dying in their 50s. There's so many factors play, out on this though. But I want to discuss and I want to address this issue of the environment versus, the effect of the environment, the effect of what happens in our ecosystem over lifespan of people. In those days, our fathers in the pre-urbanization era, our fathers they live old, our mothers they live old till about 90, 91. And when somebody dies, it's just like what the Bible says. He say there will be nobody called an infant of days. Nobody's going to die as an infant. The Bible says that the least, the smallest of you that will die will be dying at the age of past 70, past 90, 100. I remember my grand aunt, I was a kid then, I was less than 8. When she died, she was about 120 years old. That was say probably in 1980, 82 or 1980, and we had to travel to Igbajo, a southwestern, village in Osun State for the burial. My paternal grandmother, when she died, even though she had arthritis, but she died at an old age. Were exceptions to, some of our parents that lived in the city, but and somehow something happened to them, or, so. But let us look at it. Why is it that people are just dying, 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 dying? And I say, sometimes we want to blame the food that we eat. Yes, food contributes to it. But there are lots more. What happens in our ecosystem? While I was growing up as a kid, sadly, I grew up in a polygamous home, though I lived with my mother. But while I was growing up, at least my father in his compound had trees, the almond tree. As at that time, we didn't even know it was almond tree. We usually call it fruit, and we call it in a local dialect. We say fruit, like that. We had it. We had bananas. Each household had a land mass, and in it you planted everything. If this house doesn't have guava tree, the next house to it will have guava tree. And just like that, we had lemon, we had orange, we had lime trees in our compounds. Now civilization came, commercialization came, industrialization came, urbanization came, and the next thing is, can you believe it now? Go to Lagos. Lagos State, the commercial hub of Nigeria, you will hardly, even in the remotest of the remote places, or in the most remote places, you will hardly find a place where children can play in the afternoon when they come back from school. Because of it now, kids have been forced to stay in school till about 6 p.m. when their parents will be coming back home. Now, there is no playground again. Even in the schools, look at all the schools we have around in Lagos. Or even, not even in Lagos only. What do we have? There is no play area. You just see one small, like a 6x6 or 6x8, feet area, and they just put some things and put some rubbish. In those days when we're growing up, there is, we have physical education, PE, where we every Thursday or Wednesday, we'll come out, our PE teacher will come, and all those things, we don't have them. So why won't people die early? Why? There is no physical activity as a child. The house where you live in, the toilet is so small, the kitchen is so small, your bedroom is so small. You come out from your house, even the staircase. If I show you videos, you see staircase sometimes that people don't even have a way to move their properties into the house. They have to tie rope like a pulley and, pass it on a rope to the first or second or third floor. Every small space in our cities now, it is a shop, or it is a car park where people have to pay for. So children are confined. We don't have anywhere in the evening, in those evenings where we used to have tales by moonlight. The moon will come, we will sit down, they will tell us stories, rhymes, readings, even though they are local one or English. We sit down, but all those things are not there anymore. So the child just sits in the house, no physical activity. So why won't children of nowadays, small children, small kids, why won't they be having diseases? Nowhere to go. And, you come back home, nothing. You go to church, maybe church in some spaces in church you have where they can play around. They go back to the house. School does not have a play area. House does not have a play area. I just got annoyed. Yesterday, I was coming back home, from work, from office. And I was just asking the guy that, brought me, that took me home. I said, can you imagine? Guava, ask your son or your daughter, if you are my age, you are in your 50s, ask anybody. Maybe your children of 20 years old may know, but ask a child of 10 years old, what is guava? The child does not know. Talk less of you asking a child of, say 2 or 3 years old. They don't know. There is a particular fruit, I don't know the English name. I'll look for it. We call it iyeye. It's very high in vitamin C. At least on a street, you will have like 2 houses that have it. Go to places in Lagos like Eric Moore, where all these colonial masters had lived. You see the way they build the houses. There is, a cottage, behind. There is the boys' quarter where their wards or their maids or their cook, where they live. All those things, developers, children have sold houses of their parents. Developers have rebuilt all kinds of things. There is no more space for you in the evening to come. Or you see all those babas, that will carry the pipe of, tobacco, and be, snuffing, or, they sit down in front at the veranda or in front of the balcony. All those things are no more. So tell me, why won't people die early? Why? Fruits that we have. Do you even know that there is this a local apple that we have? I think some places they call it Malay or Mala apple or something. We have cut all the trees away. Before Oyibo started, before the white men, before the English apple were coming to Nigeria, this was the apple we knew as children, as kids, that we were eating. We have the pink color, we have the red color, we have the white color, we have the peach color. We don't have them anymore. What has gotten on us? I don't know. Everybody's just want to build a house. Any little space in your premise is to turn it into a room or a shop. Go and even check the houses they are building. The sitting room, the sitting area where people are supposed to relax is so small. The bedroom, by the time you put a 6 by what bed in it, there is no more space. Houses don't even have wardrobes. Kitchens, the kitchen, when we grew up, our kitchens will have a pantry where you store things. You don't store things in the kitchen. But all those things are no more. What are the houses? Even the toilets they're building. In those days, when we were growing up, toilet is separate from bathroom. But now everything is jammed together. So you have to take turns. If somebody's in the toilet, you can use the bathroom. And it wasn't so. In the beginning, it was not so. That was what the Bible says. How did we get it wrong? Is it the love of money that we have placed over wellness of people? I live on the Redemption City, and God bless Pastor E.A. Adeboye. God bless him for desiring to have, for the vision that he had. Yeah. So, like I was saying, the Redemption City is an exception. And really, I want to sincerely appreciate Pastor E.A. Adeboye for it. I pray for long life and sound health and good health for him. As a matter of fact, the Redemption City is an example of what our cities should be. Whether you have schools or you have this or you have that and all that, but there should be a place, living life. Our communities should be a place where you have wholesome health, where you live, you eat well, you live well. It should be a place where in the morning you can walk to work. You can't do that anymore in our cities in Lagos. In so many of the urban cities, you can. The exhaust. I remember, several times that I've been to India. One time I was saying that, why is it that we don't have any vehicle pushing out exhaust, fumes, carbon monoxide, so to speak, all this exhaust waste from their cars. As a matter of fact, I think in one of the states I had visited, there is a law, no matter how old your car is, it must not emit carbon monoxide. It must not emit, bad gases or air. That is what life should be. What is India to Nigeria? Can't we do that here? Can't our legislators come up and say, no, if you have a bicycle, a bike, a motorbike, a keke napep, a car, a truck, a lorry, LMTS, or all those big buses. You even see government buses with all the money government have. If you see the kind of emission, that takes place when their buses are on the road. In Redemption City, you can get up in the morning. If you live there and you work there, you can walk to work. In the evenings, you can do your exercise. I see a lot of people in their old age. If the founder of that city, if the builder of that city himself trucks a long mileage, every day to keep fit. No wonder, look at him at 80 plus. Strong. That is what our community, but if you want to build a house, please don't, sometimes you say, just buy a quarter plot or half plot. But let it be that there is a place in that area where you can come out and sit down. Do you know the Bible very well? In the book of Genesis, I can't remember the chapter, when God was going to settle the case of barrenness in the life of Father Abraham. When God was coming to give Abraham, when God was coming to tell him what will happen to his generations yet unborn, do you know that it was in the big compound in front of his house? Because there was space. Do you know that? How many of us will God have wanted to visit? But because there is no space for him to visit us, he will have left now. Abraham was sitting in the cool of the day, that is in the evening, he was just enjoying himself outside, probably sporting, playing with his wife or something, with everything, I don't know. And the Bible says he lifted up his eyes. When he lifted up his eyes, or head, or whatever, he saw 3 men coming. And those three men happened to be God and 2 angels. God came to Abraham in form of a man. How many of us, do we even see the people that are coming to our compound, to our house these days? Because in front, where we're supposed to sit down and see people and know what is happening, we have already built shops. Because we want money. We've placed money above, the wellness of people. I want to beacon on every one of us. If you have opportunity to listen to this, webcast or whatever thing you want to call it, podcast, please tell our builders that are building, people that are building houses. When we were growing up, your cars are packed in your premise, in your compound. It is not like that again. So when boys are on rampage on your street, all your beautiful cars that are parked on the road, what do? They break the windscreen, they remove the parts of your vehicle. Because we have placed money above wellness. Please, I want to beckon on you. If you are a landlord, for our community leaders, let us consider the wellness, the well-being of the people in our community. It is not good that people are dying every day in our communities, on our streets. 2025 should be different. Tell the government, the local government, or the people that are awarding, what do you call it, that are stamping their survey plan. Whichever thing you want to build, you must build a space where people can come and relax. Where people can come and stretch their muscles. And if you have an office, please, for goodness sake, have a place where your staff, whatever complex you have built, have a place where people can come. Let it be probably a landing place, or a landing floor where people can come and stretch their bodies, stretch their muscles, their legs. Even in the aircraft, when we travel, there are some spaces that are left there for you, not the aisle, but for you to come and, do some exercise, flex your muscles and all that. We need those things in our communities. We don't have community land where people can gather anymore. We have sold it. Our ballets, our chiefs, our kings, they have sold all in the name of money. Where are we taking this money to? The Bible says, what profiteth a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? What profit do you have if you have all the money but you are sick? You are stricken with one disease or the other. 2025, you need to journey with me. We can't do things the way we have been doing it anymore. We must change. We must go back to the old landmark. We have removed the old landmark, the ancient landmarks that our fathers gave to us, because we are instead looking for money. Money that does not give peace is no money. Money that does not give you wellness, health, is no money. It is better. There is an adage that my old father, my late father used to say, that a dry muscle, with peace in your home is far better than a house full of dainties and a problematic woman. Don't sell your soul because of money. Don't sell your wellness, your well-being because of money. Till I come your way again. Go around, tell people about this, share this. Let our schools have spaces where children can play. Let them have gardens. How many schools even have gardens? Some of us learned agriculture from school, from secondary and primary school, because we have the school garden where we planted things. A school that is teaching agriculture, that has agriculture as a subject, that does not have a small plot of land where the students can go plant things, plant vegetables. And we say we are going somewhere in this country. We better think again. Till I come your way next time. I remain yours, Bosse. I'm an activist for good food and good health. Thank you and God bless you.